Thank you.
Maharashtra's
Thank you.
governor, Bhagat Singh Koshyari, has thrown in a bit of a googly. He has offered to resign from the governor's post. In fact, he has expressed a keen desire to step down from all his political responsibilities. He says he's had a conversation with Prime Minister Modi as well during his recent visit to Mumbai. Now, Mr. Koshyari has said that he wants to spend the rest of his life reading, writing, and doing other leisurely activities. His desire to step down comes days after he made a remark on Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj that sparked a very heated row, putting the ruling BJP on the defensive as the opposition trained their guns on the BJP over it. Let me go across to Shivani, who is joining us, and of course, Rohit Chandavarkar, you're with us. You continue to be with us. Could you help me understand why Mr. Koshyari is suddenly deciding he wants to resign? I mean, he's been a controversial governor. We know that. The opposition continuously trains their guns on him for being a BJP man in Maharashtra. We know that. But why all of a sudden does he really want to retire? Does he really think it's time for him to start reading books? Or is there something else behind it?
30 years of politics that I have watched in Maharashtra, I have never seen a governor who has become so controversial and who has kind of repeatedly made statements that have kind of ruffled feathers to such an extent that people have come out on roads protesting, and there's been spontaneous protests and effigy burning and all of those things that you have seen on streets of Mumbai, Pune and other cities in Maharashtra against the governor. The governor usually, as you know, everybody knows, the governor usually is a position, which is above all kinds of political divide, and the governor is supposed to be the most respected, the highest constitutional authority in any state. In case of Mr. Bhagat Singh Koshyari, what has happened is his candid remarks against not just Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, but also Savitribai Phule and some others, has kind of sparked a controversy which has kind of gone out of control. And my guess is that he has been kind of given an indication that his position is not really tenable in Maharashtra, especially because the big political season, that is the election season, series of elections are coming up in Maharashtra, starting, like we mentioned some time back, with the municipal polls and Jilla Parishad polls, and then of course the big Lok Sabha poll, and maybe around that time there might be the assembly polls happening in 2024 also. The opposition has kind of garnered a lot of support, not just among their cadres, but also within social organizations, activists, some of the section of ruling party members also, who have found it very difficult to kind of support what the governor has been talking, on public diocese at various occasions, because he's, really been a bit irresponsible, I should say, to say the least, and kind of made, off-the-cuff remarks which have really angered people and hurt emotions far and wide. So I think he's realized it, and I think he's got an indication from the center also that maybe it's time for him to call it off, because the big one season of Gujarat and other elections is over, and now it's the other season of elections that is coming up. So I think they want him. They want him away, basically. So the big question, of course, last point is,
they want him away.
Have they found a replacement?
An alternative. Absolutely. Have they found an alternative? That will be important. I think the change will be announced as and when they find an alternative. We'll leave it there for the moment, Rohit. Thank you very much. I think I can go across to Shweta now, who's joining us on the broadcast as well. Shweta, Shivani, are you hearing anything at all from the Governor House? Because Rohit here, his calculated guess seems to be that Mr. Koshyari has been, nudged to put in his papers, as it were.
Well, yes, of course. We have already seen in the past as well that there is the opposition, NCP, MV, and especially Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena, constantly commenting that how the governor of the state of Maharashtra is repeatedly making, comments against women politicians, and also against Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, which is not going to be tolerated. And also, a few days back, we have to remember that it was Bhagat Singh Koshyari who also made a statement that if Gujaratis will leave Maharashtra, then Mumbai will no longer be an economic capital of the country. And henceforth, that statement was taken ahead. And again, we have seen that how Aditya Thackeray also came ahead and said that if the governor is going to make such statements, then how not the Maharashtra state will lose the business opportunities which the similar projects that they have lost in the past as well. And calculating all of this, not only once or twice the comments were made by Bhagat Singh Koshyari, but there were repeated sequences and series in which we have seen such statements by Bhagat Singh Koshyari. And henceforth, we have seen that earlier as well when Prime Minister Narendra Modi had visited the Governor House when the oath ceremony was taking place, or were there any other events where Prime Minister also visited Mumbai. At that particular time as well, we have seen that Bhagat Singh Koshiyari was with him, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But yes, at this moment of time when the BMC elections are there on the heads of all the political parties on their agendas, it will be a very important role for the Bharatiya Janata Party to play with the chair of Bhagat Singh Koshiyari as a governor who has made several statements with regards to the business losing, and henceforth such a remark has been made by him before the Prime Minister.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us. On that note, I'm slipping